We all want to do well in life. Not only survive, but to succeed. Making a living sounds simple, but there are tens of millions of Americans every year who struggle in poverty and rely on government assistance to help them make ends meet. This is Richard. Today, he works full-time as an exterminator and is licensed by New York State. But as a teenager, he struggled with school, and his path wasn't always as clear. The first key to success? You guessed it, education.
I dropped out at about 9th grade. But was it really 9th grade? Was it just going to school and getting the free breakfast and getting the free lunch? And sitting in a classroom with 50 other kids, where everyone is doing what they want to do, and sometimes we would escape. And I'd be so far behind on whatever it is that they were teaching that the teachers didn't even bother. It's embarrassing to say, I can't read that. Would you please read this for me? I don't know what this says. You know, it hurts. I just kept committing crimes and I got locked up for robbery.
Richard ended up here in Rikers Prison in New York. Prison would be his home for the next 20 years.
Then they take you and they shave your head, leave your prison outfit, and they give you a number. They tell you, learn this number. This is who you are.
Richard had hit bottom, and in this unlikely place, he decided to turn his life around.
I learned how to read in prison. I learned how to write in prison. I saved up my 16 cents an hour for months to buy a radio just so I could listen to NPR and improve my vocabulary. So to those people right now that are struggling with the thought of education, is it worth it? Yes, totally. Once you learn how to read and you're educated and you're exposed to certain kind of literature and certain kind of experiences, your mind opens up in ways that is inexplicable. You literally have to go through the motions to know what I'm talking about. You literally have to read the book. Don't have someone tell you about it. Go through the motions, go through the class, listen to the people, and something inside you will awake. You will see that the value of education is insanely important.
So for Richard, education became insanely important. Think about that. Education became Richard's first step to a better life. Now for the second key to success, I'd like you to meet someone else. This is Monique. She had a different reason for dropping out. She was about to become a single mother.
Just trying to find love in all the wrong places and bumped into my son's father. I was expecting to have a family and he was just looking for somebody to just lay around with. I dropped out of school and ever since then I've been taking the GED test. Taking the test more than 10 times. I lost count. But it's not gonna stop me. Even if I'm 50 and I'm still taking it, I'm still gonna continue to take it. That I dedicated to myself.
Monique wishes she knew then what she knows now. She's raising her children to value education and not to follow in their mother's footsteps. Isabel Sawhill is a distinguished scholar. She works at the Brookings Institution in Washington, D.C. She's made a lifelong study of single parenthood.
There are huge differences between people who are well-educated and people who are less well-educated in terms of the risk of being in a single-parent family or having a child outside of marriage. For college-educated women, very few of them have children outside of marriage.
Education is going to get you a better life, a better job. Education to me is very important. Yes, it is. I make sure my kids go to school every day. I lost myself and found myself where I am today, but I'm not going to let my kids go through what I've been through. especially when it comes down to education.
For the less educated, the rate of single parenthood and childbearing outside of marriage has gone way up. The fact that 50% of all children in America right now, 50% of all babies are born outside of marriage, should tell you that this isn't just a problem that is in just a small slice of our population. It's not.
Children born out of wedlock is a big problem. So big that for decades, social scientist Charles Murray has studied and written about the impacts of marriage.
A good marriage is one of the most certain ways to live a satisfying life. It ought to be something people yearn for, work for, try hard to get. Right now, we don't do that. Right now, marriage is treated as, that's the old-fashioned way of forming families, but now we have lots of different forms of families, and they're all equal. We can't say one is better than the other. Come on, cut it out. Start to talk about the ways that human beings, in practice, not in theory, but in practice, reach 70 years old and are happy, satisfied with life, raring to go. And it happens more often than any other single way with marriage.
So how do so many young people get themselves into the single-parent trap? I think you know.
If you and your romantic partner are using condoms, at the end of a 5-year period, your chances of getting pregnant are 63%. The probability at the end of 5 years that you're going to get pregnant using the pill is 38%. Now, most people don't know that. If you use a long-acting form of contraception, and that means either an IUD or an implant, then your chances of getting pregnant are around 2% at the end of 5 years.
Now here's something else to think about. Single parents are 4 to 5 times more likely to stay trapped in poverty and need government assistance to live. So, listen to the experts. Avoid single parenthood. The third key to success is simple. Work. A full-time job will not only increase your chances of financial success and independence, it will also bring you happiness. Honest, there's universal acceptance of the fact that work makes you happy, regardless of the size of the paycheck.
I think people who have been shut out from the world of work understand that something is missing in their lives at some level. The good news is that there is, I think, an impulse in everyone to find dignity and joy in working, in being independent, in having that sense of self-mastery.
Remember Richard? It was through work that he transformed his life. After 20 years, he got out of prison. He had nowhere to go, and he had no job, until he found his way here, at a place called Ready, Willing, and Able. Ready, Willing, and Able transitions men from prison and homelessness into full-time work.
When I got here, they accepted me. It was cathartic. A weight was lifted off my shoulders. I got to eat. I got to shower. I slept in a great bed. The energy here was so positive. Everybody's building. Everybody's calling me sir. Nobody calls me sir.
So how long you been with us now?
19 months now. I remember you saying to me once that do all you can while you're here, because by the time you look, it'll all be over.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you're recreating and reinventing yourself, it looks so far away. But then when you get involved in the actual work of it, it goes quickly.
Nazarene helped Richard think through his career options.
Nazarene, he's picking your brain. He wants to see where your head is at. What are your plans? What do you want to do? What are your dreams? This and that, blah, blah, blah. So I did the research. Rats and roaches outpopulate us 1,000 to 1. Pest control, there's a lot of math involved, a lot of logic.
Richard studied tirelessly for his pest control licensing exam.
There are 2 books about the size of a phone book. And there are hundreds and hundreds of questions. So I ran around with those books for like months like they were the Bible, reading.
Through Ready, Willing, and Able, Richard finally had the support he needed.
Remember this about our program. Once the word and you come here, you still have to do the work.
Yes.
You got up every morning. You worked hard every day. You stayed drug-free. You went to class at night. You did everything necessary to recreate yourself. That's what makes us different.
It's fantastic.
You know? That's real.
Poverty rate right now is about 15% of all Americans being poor. If you graduated from high school, if you worked full-time, and if you didn't have children until you were in a stable two-parent family, the poverty rate would fall to 2%.
Those are pretty good odds. By educating himself, Richard got himself out of poverty and into the life he always dreamed about.
I never thought I could ever associate my name or my life with a career. Doctors have careers, lawyers have careers. I'm licensed in the state of New York. Look at that sight. That's a beautiful view. I'm free. I'm literally free.
Without an education, Monique faces an uphill battle to find work. But an opportunity for vocational training may be the opening that she needs.
Steve, come get your coat. Kayla, come get your coat. For me to earn my own success is a big deal. The training I have coming up is a home health aid training. It's an opportunity of a lifetime. That's how I look at it.
Monique cannot wait to start training as a home health aide.
When I put on my uniform, I'm getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna be fully dressed. I'm gonna be ready. I've been waiting for this opportunity for a long time.
Based on the numbers, these 3 keys to success will give you a 98% chance of avoiding poverty. Let's go over those again. 1, stay in school, get an education. 2, avoid single parenting. And 3, find full-time work. The choices you make now, this very day, will impact your future. What kind of future do you want?